most famous physical therapist on the internet.
Hi folks, I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical therapist.
Together we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course, Bob.
Today we have 10 tips for preventing Alzheimer's. This may be a little controversial, Brad.
It is, I think you're right.
But if you're in that boat, I think it's worth giving you something for the holes in the boat.
Right, because we've just done some videos with some pretty extensive research saying you cannot prevent Alzheimer's. However, there's also some evidence coming up, and actually this 2 books by Dr. Dale Bredesen. He's got some very interesting and positive information to actually evidence saying it could reverse Alzheimer's symptoms. So
especially if they're not too far along.
Exactly. So we've got 10 different options we're going to talk about us and give you some good ideas. If you have a loved one or a friend that has Alzheimer's, some things that you can do to help them out.
Right. It's pretty extensive, actually, Brad.
Yeah, it is.
By the way, we're always doing a giveaway on our channel, and this week we're giving away an insert by NorthSole. You can go to northsole.com. And these inserts are not for arch support; they're for comfort.
Right.
So, and they actually they help with stinky feet, and they help wick away water. So, and I got them in my shoes, and they are very comfortable, and they last a long time.
Right.
They last longer than normal ones, which last only a month.
Yeah, so if you get sore feet or if you walk on concrete, a lot of hard surfaces, it's an ideal thing to put in your shoes.
Yeah, these are supposed to last actually a year.
A year.
Yeah,
That is a good time.
Yeah.
All right, let's get started with this. Now,
Sure.
This is something that is close to me because my mother has not been diagnosed with Alzheimer's, but as far as the stages, very consistent symptoms. So it's important for.
It's huge in
me.
my family, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Both grandparents had it, and I've had a couple aunts and uncles that have had it now.
Very, memory is a very strong symptom.
Yes.
Or lack of memory. So let's go to number 1. So what we can do is stay physically active. Have your loved one or the person who has this diagnosis up and walking around, and not just walking,
exercise
but
really can make a difference.
Yep.
And so walking is good if it's on a regular basis and a certain amount.
And of course, safety. If the person needs a cane or a walker, that has to be something, because sometimes people either don't want to use a cane or a walker for dignity issues, or they forget to use it because memory is an issue with Alzheimer's.
Exactly.
So that needs to be very important.
It's tough because as they get older, it's difficult to stay physically active.
Right.
I mean,
it is. And also, things that keep you active, like maybe cleaning or picking things up around the house, going outside and working with your flowers or whatever it may be. Those things get the mind working as well as the body, and a lot of these do overlap. These 10. So let's go to number 2. Stay connected socially. Isolation can be one of the hardest things on someone with Alzheimer's.
Unfortunately, with COVID, with the nursing homes and assisted living environments. The people, from my understanding, were declining rapidly.
Yes.
Because some of them had family that would visit every day, and they couldn't visit at all.
And then with Alzheimer's and the memory and some confusion, I've heard that they actually think that their family has shunned them and forgotten that they don't understand that they can't
explain
come
it to them,
which gets more anxiety and compounds the problem. So stay connected socially, playing cards. I know with my mother where she lives, they have games, they have crafts that people get together and they get this interaction with other people.
That's one thing I probably have read 1,000 times, Brad, is the social aspect of it. So,
number 3, continue learning new things. This can be books, on TV, on the internet. There's so many ways.
Stay engaged.
Yeah. Sometimes it's challenging with, older people. They're may not be accepting to working on a computer or Zooming or whatever.
Well, I'm going to jump into this book a little bit, Brad. He's got 2 books, actually. One's called The End of Alzheimer's, and again, it's Dr. Dale Bredesen. And the other one is the first survivors of Alzheimer's. So he actually outlines, believe 10 people that tried his method and had success. And one thing they talked about is when they were trying to read and learn something, it just wouldn't stick. It was
Sure.
like they were in a fog. So, and what he does, he actually has you do a plethora, a large amount of tests.
Okay.
And they're testing for toxins. They're testing for vitamin deficiencies. They're testing for, let me see here. We got a list here. They want to make recommendations of certain vitamins and such.
So his approach is pretty much through diet, exercise, natural things, not medication.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely, absolutely. So and then he lays it all out, and the people that these were stringent people that were willing to do this.
Sure.
And they were willing to give it a try, and all 10 had reverse effects. I believe, 9 out of 10 had
Okay.
reverse effects.
Okay.
And of course, if you catch it right away, or you catch it, the sooner you catch it, the better
Right.
results.
And develop the habits that,
Right.
whether through diet and activity and things we're talking about. Learning new things is so important. And this is where I think if someone like my mother lives in an assisted living complex where there's a number of people to actually get out and it falls into place, they have activities.
Right,
and
right.
things like
Daily
that.
activities that are scheduled.
Yeah. I know my sister's lives out of town, and she'll send kits that you can buy on the internet, ship it directly to her. She can open up and put together things
Sure.
to hang on the wall and decorative
Sure.
things that my
Nice.
mother appreciates. Good sleep habits, I think that just makes sense.
Yeah,
If
it
you can
does.
sleep normal.
The brain needs the rest time,
Right,
and it needs
right.
the recovery time. And
I know some
rebuild.
people will watch TV into the evening, and then they get their night and their days mixed up. Watch TV till 2 or 3 in the morning,
Right.
sleep till noon. And those
they
are
call
bad
them
things.
daytimers,
Yeah.
or nighttimers, I believe is what they called. When
We get your
someone-
days mixed
yeah,
up.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. So make sure that people stay on good, normal sleep habits, particularly if everyone else in the home, in the area, is on that, and then they're out of sync with the social activities. Again, healthy diet and drink. We had mentioned that.
This book talks
Yeah.
about a lot about the different foods they recommend, and it is a strict diet they
Sure,
recommend,
right.
and really to avoid alcohol to a large extent.
Sure.
I know some of the people said they'd have a drink once in a while,
Yeah.
but nothing much beyond that.
Yep.
So
And I think it's one of those basic things that most anybody with a healthy diet is going to, stay away from the processed foods, the sugars, which
Right.
is a lot of things. If you just go to the store, you really have to be cognizant.
Problematic.
Yep, exactly. Berries, nuts, colorful foods like that, good healthy things.
Yep.
Next, number 6, safety habits. So reminders here, if you're in a car, make sure the seatbelt is put on. If you're walking and you're not walking stable, make sure, again, we mentioned this before, using the walker, using the
this
cane.
is where the people around you got to help you.
Yes.
You
Yep.
know,
Reminders.
You got to intervene.
Yep. Continue with your healthy hygiene habits. Brushing your teeth daily. Make sure you clean yourself appropriately and daily, because those things you forget about. And,
Yeah, often a sign
Yep.
of that is a cognitive decline is that those things go to pot.
Right.
So
Yeah. No pun intended. But yeah, things that the person may have done their whole life very rigidly, and
Yeah.
it starts to fall apart. And there you go. Want to eliminate that. Fall prevention. No throw rugs. Keep those throw rugs. That's probably one of the biggest reasons that we've worked with people with broken hips and
Yeah.
et cetera, because a throw rug flipped over, caught on their feet, down you go, and the person is there with a broken
let me
hip.
just mention too, when you get together with a family member and it's a lot of people, if there's a lot of people,
Yeah.
somebody should keep track of that person, because they're going to be so distracted by so
Right.
many things. My mom has fallen in that occasion. I've
Yeah.
seen so many people
Sure.
fall when they're like at Christmas and such, because somebody comes up to them and they turn and they fall.
Startle them
Yeah,
and
startle
lose
them.
your balance.
Both my mother-in-law and mother have fallen at Christmas.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah. So keep them in the chair.
Yeah, keep them in a chair. Everybody come to them.
Right. Exactly.
Treat them like the queen or the king.
Right.
So,
Grab bar is really important. Getting into the house,
Yeah.
in the bathroom. The more grab bars you can have in the
yes,
bathroom.
down the hallway if you need to.
Yeah.
I mean,
And then avoiding steps, boy, that's a big one.
Yeah.
I know with my mother, it's always, where are we going to go? Steps, we're not going to go there. We're
she
going to.
didn't have steps in her apartment, right?
No, it's all on the flat. Yeah.
Sure.
No smoking. I don't think we need to cover
Yeah.
that, but that's important. Consistent and annual doctor visits. So make sure they get to those doctor visits to check their numbers and make sure everything is going good. I know my mother has high blood pressure, so we want to make sure that's intact and it's not creeping up
Right.
and getting away. So, and this is a big one. If they have medications they need to take every day, this is number 10, the last one. My mother had a medication box with every day and whatnot, but she would forget to take them or take the eat. There was AM and
Right.
PM ones. So then there's a part of the dispenser that automatically, and it talks to you, but we realized that wasn't going to work either because you got someone talking to you,
And you might not be around.
right? Or I don't think she would. We didn't
Use
think.
it
She,
correctly.
yeah, she didn't. We didn't think she would respond well to a box talking.
It gets to
her.
a point where they had to be at an assisted living for that reason.
And that's what happened.
For
was
meds quite often.
She was taking it. We had to go in there at least once or twice a week to make sure, just for that reason. And now they give them to her, and it's much more. It's more relaxing for us too.
Right.
We don't have
right.
to worry
You
about.
Don't have to worry about it as much.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
this book has, you go through it, it's quite intensive.
Right.
And it'll go through all the tests they recommend you have done, which is a lot of testing. 'Cause,
So how
again,
do
they're
you get the
looking for
tests? Are the
deficits.
tests in the book, or if you
The tests are listed in the book.
so you can pull them up online or something? And
Well, you got to go to a doctor. That's
oh, so these
along with
tests
this.
are done
Yeah,
professionally.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, so again, yeah, if you want to get more detailed and look at this option,
Right.
these two books could be,
We're
maybe
hoping to
something-
get on a podcast, Dr. Bredesen.
Oh yeah, that
So,
would be very, very nice.
He's a really busy guy, though. So
Yep, for sure.
All right.
All right, very good, and good
Yeah,
luck with
good
your
luck to you.
family members.